Sonic's Green Hills Adventure Season 5 Chapter 22 The Battle Against Zeilo and His Last Fail-Safe. While the heist was going down in Robotnik's fortress, a much darker storm was brewing in the shattered remains of Zeilo's realm. The air here didn't smell like oil. It smelled like ozone and ancient celestial power. The three brothers, the sons of His, stood atop a jagged floating island, their quills glowing with a divine radiance that pushed back the suffocating purple mist of the void. His Sonic, His Shadow, and His Silver stood in a tight circle, their expressions grim. They knew this was the endgame. Zeilo wasn't just another villain. He was a god-tier threat that had haunted their lives for far too long.
We only get one shot at this,
His Sonic said, his voice echoing with the power of His.
If he sees the spear coming, he'll phase through the void and slip away.
His Silver nodded, his hands already glowing with a cyan aura.
I'll be ready. The second he's distracted, I'll lock him in a psychokinetic grip so tight he won't be able to twitch a finger. But I can't hold a god forever. You have to be fast.
His Shadow crossed his arms, his red Celio's amulet pulsing with a dark, steady light.
He's arrogant. He thinks we're beneath him. I'll provide the diversion. I'll hit him with everything the my god powers have to offer. He'll be so busy trying to crush me that he won't see the trap closing.
The ground shook as Zeilo descended from the darkened sky, his massive quills casting a shadow that seemed to swallow the light. His eyes glowed with a cold, malevolent hunger.
Still playing at being heroes?
Zeilo's voice vibrated through their very bones.
His is gone. You are merely echoes of a dead flame.
Then prepare to be deafened by the echo.
His Shadow yelled. Shadow vanished in a blur of teleportation. His Shadow yelled. Shadow vanished in a blur of teleportation, appearing instantly in Zeilo's blind spot.
His spear.
He roared, unleashing a barrage of golden bolts. Zeilo swatted them away with a contemptuous flick of his hand, but His Shadow didn't stop. He began warping around the god at impossible speeds, creating a cyclone of red and black energy. Zeilo growled, his focus narrowing entirely on the irritating blur of shadow.
Enough of this insect.
He raised a hand to unleash a void blast, but his arm suddenly jerked to a halt.
No!
His Silver screamed. He was hovering just above the ground, his eyes glowing pure white. Every muscle in his body was strained as he channeled his psychokinesis into a crushing cage of energy around Zeilo. The god roared, struggling against the invisible chains.
I have him.
This was the moment. His Sonic stepped forward, his body erupting in a blinding white gold light. He reached into the core of his own soul, tapping into the ancestral memory of His. The air around his hands began to crystallize. Pure celestial energy surged together, forging the very weapon Zeilo feared most. The spear of His materialized, a jagged, glowing lance of divine light that hummed with the power to unmake darkness. His Sonic took a breath, the weight of his brother's efforts resting on his shoulders. He looked Zeilo right in those hateful eyes.
This is for hurting everyone that matters to us.
His Sonic growled. With a burst of speed that shattered the ground beneath him, Sonic lunged forward, the spear aimed directly at the center of Zeilo's darkened heart. The spear aimed directly at the center of Zeilo's darkened heart. The spear of His struck true, as the divine point pierced Zeilo's chest. A shockwave of pure light tore through the void, shattering the purple mists and causing the god to let out a guttural, earth-shaking roar. But as the light began to consume him from the inside out, the agony on Zeilo's face twisted. The fear vanished, replaced by a jagged, hideous grin. He knew he was fading, but if he was going into the abyss, he wasn't going alone.
You think this is the end?
Zeilo wheezed, his body beginning to flake away into ash.
You think you've protected your precious family? I have learned much from the archives of my fallen brother, and even more from the shadows of Mytholes.
While the brothers poured their energy into the strike, believing the battle was won, Zeilo used the last of his fading essence. He reached into the darkest corners of his soul and pulled out a flickering, oily flame, a dark soul spark, infused with the manipulative corruption of Mytholes the Dark.
If I cannot rule this world,
Zeilo hissed, his voice a dying whisper.
Then I shall plant a seed in the one your counterpart loved most. A failsafe, a legacy of shadow.
With a flick of his disintegrating wrist, the dark soul didn't fly toward the brothers. It slipped into a rift in space-time, traveling through the dimensions with the precision of a homing missile. Back in the safety of the Satyam dimension, far from the battlefield, little Annika was tucked away. The brothers were so focused on the blinding light of Zeilo's destruction that they didn't feel the subtle ripple in the force. The dark soul materialized in Annika's room, silent as a breath, and sank into her chest. Annika stirred in her sleep, a small frown crossing her face as a faint, purple-black glow flickered under her skin for a split second before vanishing. The light cleared. Zeilo was gone, reduced to nothing but drifting embers in the wind. Hephis Silver collapsed to his knees, gasping for air, while Hephis Shadow stood stoically, his chest heaving. Hephis Sonic let the spear of Hephis dissipate, a heavy sense of relief washing over him.
Silver!
Hephis Sonic said, looking at his brothers.
He's finally gone. We did it.
Hephis Silver breathed, a tired smile forming.
Annika! Everyone! They're safe now.
They stood there in the silence of the void, celebrating a victory they believed was absolute. They had no idea that the war hadn't ended, it had simply changed hosts. The darkness was no longer a god in a distant realm. It was a ticking time bomb inside their counterpart's own baby sister. In the quiet safety of the hut in Knothole Village, the peace was shattered by a sound that made the very foundations of the hut tremble.
Mom, Dad, Sonic, Shadow, Silver. Help me! Please!
The air in the room didn't just vibrate. It hummed with a dark, crackling energy. Within seconds, the door was nearly taken off its hinges as the three brothers skidded into the room.
Annika! We're here! What?
He stops dead, his eyes wide with shock.
Guys, look at her!
The baby they had tucked in only hours ago was gone. In her place stood a 10-year-old girl. Her features matured in an instant. Her casual clothes shimmered and dissolved, replaced by a flowing dark gown etched with glowing blue veins of energy that looked like lightning trapped in silk. Annika is sobbing, looking at her hands.
Sonic, why am I? Why is everything so small? My chest feels like it's on fire. I'm scared. What's happening to me?
Movie Shadow's quills started glowing with a low, protective light.
Don't move, Annika. Dad, get back. The energy coming off her. It's not just speed. It's dense. It's heavy.
Tom was straining against the gale of wind blowing out from the center of the room.
That's my little girl. I'm not going anywhere. What did Robot Nick do to her?
It wasn't Robot Nick, Tom. Look at the energy. It looks just like the boys, but it's different. It's darker.
Movie Silver is reaching out with his glowing hands to try and stabilize the flying furniture.
Annika, try to breathe. You're growing too fast. Your power is reacting to your fear. Just look at me.
I can't. It hurts. Silver, make it stop. I want to go back. I want to be small again. Sonic.
I've got you, sis. I'm right here.
Movie Sonic tries to step forward, but a pulse of purple-black energy throws him back against the wall.
Whoa, it's like a force field.
Suddenly, a rift of pure light tore open in the center of the bedroom. Three figures identical in shape to the brothers but radiating a divine, ancient aura stepped through. The sons of Hephis had arrived.
Get back! All of you! Don't touch her, the corruption is still bonding to her soul.
Movie Shadow snarls.
You, what is this? What did you let happen to our sister?
It wasn't us. It was Zeilo. In his final moments, he pulled a trick from our Hephis book. He created a dark soul and sent it across the dimensions. He's turned your sister into a vessel for his malice.
Malice? Who is Zeilo? Why is he in my head? Get him out! Down! Sonic! Help!
Be calm, Annika. You must focus. The transformation follows the same rules as ours. If you don't control the output, the power will consume the hut and everyone in it.
Movie Sonic looked at the Hephis version of himself with desperation.
Then tell us how to help her. She's 10 years old and she's terrified. If you're supposed to be us, then do something. We can't pull it out. Not yet. Zeilo tied his life force to her growth. She has the power of a son of His now, but it's the power of a daughter of Zeilo. We have to stabilize her before she goes into a full meltdown.
Annika looks at Tom and Maddie with tears streaming down her face.
Mom, Dad, I'm so cold. Please, don't let the dark man take me.
The energy in the room was suffocating, a swirling vortex of blue lightning and jagged purple shadows that threatened to tear the walls apart. Tom and Maddie were held back by the sheer pressure, their faces filled with apparent helplessness.
Don't! The feedback loop will vaporize you. That barrier is made of pure, concentrated malice. I don't care what it's made of. That's my sister.
Sonic stepped forward. The purple-black aura hissed and flared, lashing out like a cornered animal. But as Sonic reached into the storm, the dark energy didn't repel him. It shivered and parted. The strength of his brotherly love acted as a natural conductor, neutralizing the poison of the barrier. He wasn't just fast. He was a tether to her humanity. Annika is sobbing, her voice cracking.
Sonic, it's too much. It's too dark.
Movie Sonic gritted his teeth, pushing through the crackling air.
Hey! Look at me, Annika. I'm right here. I'm not letting go. Not now, not ever.
With a final surge of effort, Sonic broke through the inner circle of the vortex and wrapped his arms around the 10-year-old girl. The moment he made contact, a massive pulse of blue light washed through the room, turning the jagged purple shadows into soft, glowing embers. Annika gasped, clutching Sonic's fur as she buries her face in his shoulder.
You stayed. You didn't run away.
Never. I'm the fastest thing alive. Remember? That means I'm always the first one there when you need me.
Movie Shadow walked over, his hand resting on Annika's head.
We're all here, Annika. You're a Wachowski. We don't do scared for very long.
Movie Silver joined the hug, his cyan energy wrapping around them like a warm blanket.
We'll help you, sis. Whatever this is, we're going to master it together.
The room finally went quiet. The floating furniture settled back to the floor, and the terrifying roar of the dark energy faded into a low, steady hum. Annika pulled back slightly, looking down at her new form, the long gown, the matured features, and the raw power humming in her veins. Annika at her brothers, then at her parents.
I can't go back, can I? I feel different, older.
His Sonic was watching from the corner, his expression softening.
The change is irreversible, Annika. Zeilo's failsafe forced your soul to evolve to survive the Dark Soul's presence. You are one of us now, but that power doesn't have to be a curse.
Tom walked over and wrapped his arms around all of them.
She's still our daughter. I don't care if she's 3, 10, or has glowing dress, she's a Wachowski.
And we have 3 big brothers who are experts at handling impossible power. You're going to be okay, sweetheart.
Annika wiped her eyes, a small spark of blue lightning dancing between her fingers.
I'm going to need a lot of practice, aren't I?
Movie Sonic winked.
Don't worry, sis. Training starts tomorrow. But first, I think we all need some extreme velocity chili dogs.